Greetings and welcome to another episode of Brick by Brick. Today we are sharing with you the highly anticipated video, an intro into the unknown of Mount Washington. A few introductions for our viewers. Tina from Eau Claire, Wisconsin is wearing the silver jacket, while Lisa is also from Eau Claire, Wisconsin and wearing a black jacket. These professional investigators have decades worth of experience combined investigating the unknown. Many rumors have been shared about Mount Washington residents over the years, but we aim to put those to rest. For over a century, this prominent building's interior has been shielded from public's eye. Whether for tuberculosis patients, polio patients, or those here to spend the last days of their lives in peace and solitude, Mount Washington has been the final resting spot for countless people, many of whom were unable to have family and loved ones nearby as they transitioned away from us. Whether you are a believer or not, the findings from weeks' worth of investigations will leave you asking, where do we go when there is nowhere left to live?
Are you a female? Are you a male? Were you a resident here? Were you a worker here? No. Did you hear something?
Her stomach.
Oh my
It
goodness.
sounded like something dropping.
I don't know if this is like an intelligent energy. It's not really responding to our questions.
Right.
Or it could just be residual, which obviously there must be a ton of residual energy in his building.
It was pretty steady there.
Unbeknownst to us, recordings running during the filming of this section captured the following sounds. Is this the sound of something trying to contact us? Or is this just residual white noise from the recorder?
Okay, so I'm gonna make your mind feel this place. Was this the last room you were in?
Listen again and you be the judge.
Okay, so I'm gonna make your mind feel this place. Was this the last room you were in?
The findings from our paranormal team time and again led us to one 30-foot section of hallway. First floor's rainbow room hallway. This was an interesting space, not just for the audio and visual findings, but also the history of this hallway. Immediately following the Christmas morning inferno of 1948, a solution was needed for housing the children and staff previously located within the original sanatorium's building. The solution was to locate all of the displaced children to the east wing first floor of the new building. The hallways were filled with laughter and busy feet as children as young as 2 roamed the hallways, mischievously seeking ways to pester the nursing staff. Unfortunately, historical records share that not all things were sunshine and laughter for these children. Sickness that had plagued some of them for years had suffocated their joy as the staff's focus shifted from caring for their future to easing the pain these lonely children suffered to the very end. Staff for decades since have reported sounds of footsteps running the hallways, doors creaking, and children giggling throughout the night. The chilling audio findings from this section of hallway were as follows.
I'm gonna try to position the light here.
Listen again as the sound of a small voice is heard from what seems to be a distant hallway.
I'm gonna try to position the light here.
Many more recordings were captured while in this space that left us questioning the bridge between the living and the dead. None, however, were as unsettling as the photo captured while we were aiming the camera down the Rainbow Room hallway towards the main corridor. Set your eyes on what can only be explained as the watchful eye of an unknown spirit, ensuring that the visitors from our world are not interfering with theirs. Indeed, staff from generations past speak of a presence in this hallway, always watching over the halls late at night. Is this a face of a deceased resident? An anomaly of light on the wall? Or is there more left to be explained here in Mount Washington? So it has been extremely informative to have your guys' information on what has been found, but I think there's a lot of questions that maybe haven't been answered. And I'm just curious, as professionals in this arena here, what is left to be stated? Do you guys have any questions that are still looking for answers?
That's the whole thing. I mean, there's so much history to this place that we know some of it, but there's a lot of it out there that we don't know. And we just do the excuse me, the best we can when we go through and asking certain questions. The thing is, this is such a huge building.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't investigated the whole area, so it's just we're always going to have questions.
Right, and we've pretty much just stuck to the areas that we've had feelings in, or we get, like K2 spikes on. So the areas that we feel are active, that's where we've been kind of focusing on right now.
Right.
Because I think what we do is we take whatever information that you give us or other people have given us, and
Or
we
just the
try and
history,
expand
yeah,
on
the
it.
history
Try and
of it.
expand on it.
And I think that's a really good point. What you just brought up there, Dan, is since we've been doing this, I mean, it's been what, 2.5 weeks now,
Yep.
at least we've been coming in here. And Tina's been doing a lot of great photography for us, which has been on the Brick by Brick page. But we've also had some interactions with people that used to work here, particularly old superintendents and nursing supervisors who have really started to align a few dots here. They've been connecting some dots that we had question marks on. And the more we've been hearing, the more we've kind of had this, aha, okay, now this makes sense. And are there any more of those dots that you guys are still kind of looking to connect that exist in this space?
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's awesome that you get this stuff out, and all of a sudden you get, oh, I used to work here.
Good
This is what I
stories
did.
to verify.
And I've had family members that have been here, and the thing that we do with the investigating, we make everything so respectful.
Yep,
We
yeah.
don't antagonize. We don't
Provoke.
We don't provoke. We don't do any of that. We are very respectful. And I mean, if you heard our EVPs or our sessions on the EVPs, you'd hear how we ask. You hear how we talk to them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like we're almost kind of carrying on a conversation with them, just to let keep them at ease. So.
Yeah, and to be able to come into this building with devices that would allow whatever energy is in here to be able to communicate with us is just a wonderful opportunity.
Well, I'm very appreciative of the fact that you guys and Lisa and others have been able to come in here and take your time actually and really put forth the effort to try and understand this, both from a paranormal perspective, but also a historically significant perspective.
Oh, yes.
That is incredibly important to our viewers here at Brick by Brick, is that we tell the truthful story of what's happening here and not some sensationalized.
Right, and none of our evidence, is what we call it, nothing's been altered in any way. It's basically it's raw.
Right.
All the EVPs are raw. They've not been altered in any way. So
That's really, really important to note, because obviously on this episode we're going to be, discussing quite a few of these EVPs. Is there a lasting impression that you want the viewers to know about this building and this space?
it's not as scary as maybe what people think. It's full of history. It's a beautiful, beautiful building, inside and out.
I mean, when you look, sorry, but when you look at the outside, it's an interesting design.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, Tina's been taking photos of the outside, so many different times, and I think we've always said it'd be really great to see what it looks like on the inside.
Yeah.
And it's also going to be really, really great to see what it looks like when your project is done. Knowing that when we come in here, that this building is not going to get knocked down is so important.
Okay.
Eau Claire has been knocking down too many old buildings.
Yeah.
It's good to hear that this old building is staying up and just being
Preserving its
renovated.
history.
Yep.
Awesome. Again, I cannot thank you both enough, and I wish Lisa was here to thank as well. But
Welcome.
yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
seriously, it's been my pleasure. And again, it's just a segment of the story that really needs to be told, and you guys have done an excellent job recording that and sharing that with our viewers as well. One thing that I think is really important, I think our viewers should know how they can reach out to you if they possibly have any more extenuating questions, or if they have a space that they'd like to talk to you about.
Sure, they can contact me. I'm on Facebook, Tina Eckert, or Tina Eckert Photography, and I'd be happy to talk with them.
Great. I want to say thank you again, though, and let's keep this relationship moving here. I mean, if we can get you guys back into the space as the project develops, I think it's a great opportunity.
We'd love to.
Great.